Good day guys, nice to have you here. Today we'll discuss some counters against one of the most feared heroes right now. Sun currently holds a ban rate ranges between 50 to 55%, which is huge for a push type hero. Normally heroes that get banned are those that have a tendency to snowball on the early game rather than pushing lanes as a dominant winning condition. This only shows how effective Sun is in doing his job as a push type charger fighter. Is Sun really as powerful as people think so? Or is the hype too much? Today, I will tell you 5 things you can do to increase your chances of winning with or without Sun on your side. Before we continue though, I want to give my shoutouts to Raz Al Ghul, Spudgy Whitey, Fresney Ermita, Cyan OK, Zenon Mai Ian, and Kikipiku Ijoanwa Astro Fox. Thank you for your undying support. You guys are all awesome. We also have PLXS Channel, Jarvie Bryan, Mikey Gaming, and Mythic Gaming Club, and they too host YouTube channels, so make sure to give them some love. I also want to show some respect to ML Guides for the love he has for our channel. He too hosts a YouTube channel that is dedicated to sharing helpful tips and suggestions and helping you improve how you play Mobile Legends. I strongly recommend subscribing to him. Tip number 1. If it is applicable to the hero that you picked, get a rival as your battle spell. Sun is most powerful when he is given the chance to split push. Having 1 or even 2 of your heroes equipped with a rival intercepts Sun's attempts in split pushing. A rival turns turrets immune to damage. Either it will discourage Sun to push or buy your team enough time to gather and defend the turret. Doing so will force Sun to join teamfights rather than split push. While I am not saying Sun is not good in teamfights, however, this is definitely not his specialty. He may be able to hold his own during teamfights, but the chances of him being able to steal turrets will be less, thus buying your team enough time to either formulate a countermeasure or turn the tides of battle with one clutch move rather than swiftly losing to Sun's ability to demolish turrets quickly. Number 2. Pick the right heroes against Sun. This is going to be a good discussion. Some of you may disagree with me, but hear me out. First, don't pick slow ramping AoE solo lane heroes to counter Sun. Some examples are Thomas, Yuzhong, and yes, Xborg. No, DBringer, you are a fluke. You are a stupid donut. Hold up. Let me explain. I am not saying they are not good counters against Sun. It's just that they are not as effective as some people would think. Thomas, Yuzhong, and Xborg are heroes that are extremely powerful against Sun on the early game. They can easily zone out Sun and delay his XP and gold yield. However, a wise Sun player will not waste time dealing with such heroes. Either he will freeze his lane and get more gold and XP by switching lanes, then using a rival back to his own lane, or by forcing you to switch on your weaker lane position. Here's the situation. If you freeze lanes and at the same time zone out Sun, that means you stay longer on your weaker side of the lane. Your weaker side is the side closer to your enemy's turret. This makes it easier for Sun's allies to gank you, which in turn will give them an easier opportunity to push the lane. And trust me, with Sun on their side, your turret will be taken down within a few seconds unless you have the spell I recommended earlier, which is Arrival. Another thing is if Sun is able to get enough sustain items like Oracle, DHS partnered with anti-sustain such as Dominance Ice, trust me, you will be overpowered by him and his clones on the mid to late game. I've seen slow ramping AoE heroes get beaten down by a Sun in the late game. What you really want to pick are heroes that deal AoE burst damage, not AoE ramping damage. Some examples are Paquito, Vale, Fanny, Alpha, Alucard, Claude, Balmond, Bane, Valier, Odette, Khalid, and Lapu-Lapu. Number 3. Pick the right items against Sun. Now of course, getting the right heroes just won't be enough. Trust me, you also have to have the right items. Out-sustain Sun by getting items that improve your HP regeneration and lower down his HP regeneration. Depending on your hero, some of the best items against him are Necklace of Durance, Dominance Eyes, Antique Cuirass, and Sea Halberd. Make sure to also invest on items that improve your damage output. The goal is for you to have the ability to regenerate HP faster than him or comparable, while at the same time able to deal damage that will wipe out his clones fast. Sun, when left alone without his clones, is almost useless. Number 4. During the laning phase, kill his clones every chance you get. Some people may not be aware of this, but you actually gain XP and gold from Sun's clones, which means whenever you see him spawn one of his clones, take the clone out fast. Don't let the clones expire. If you let it, you won't be rewarded by the XP and gold. If you pick the right heroes with the right set of items like I said earlier, going head to head with Sun on the early game should be easy peasy. That way, instead of you running away from his clones, you will bathe and charge forward every time Sun summons 1 or 2 of his clones. By applying such strategy, you should be able to outgain Sun in both experience and gold. Last but not the least, stop banning Sun. Instead of banning him, ban and pick heroes that will work well in a strategy against Sun. If you have the first pick, get such heroes that will force or discourage the enemy team from picking Sun. Get heroes that can deal AoE burst damage that work well in a teamfight. AoE crowd control is preferable. Supports such as Tigreal, Atlas, or Kufra will work well in a team that's designed to counter Sun. Since the enemy team is discouraged to pick Sun, you should be able to get him as your 4th or 5th pick. And since you have banned most good counters against him and have picked some of them, it'll be harder for the enemy team to retaliate, thus increasing your chances of winning. Now, this might be easier said than done, but in the event that the enemy team is lucky enough to have the first pick and they decide on getting Sun ahead of time, then you can simply apply all of the strategies I have discussed in this video and shut down or at least minimize the impacts of Sun on the game. That concludes our game guide for today, and like I always say, these tips won't mean anything if you don't use proper gaming sense. Always keep in mind that map awareness is vital in all games, and you should always check and analyze other factors such as allies and enemy teams' itemization, composition, dominant heroes, heroes that are left behind, lane management, and many more. I hope you guys find these tips useful, and if you like more content like this, be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.